In today's video, I want to talk about shipping your cookies, and I'm giving you my personal do's and don'ts to ensure your cookies arrive beautifully presented, looking amazing, and stay intact. All right, let's go. Let's start with the size of your box. So typically I ship postal service. It's the most cost-effective way to ship cookies. If you want to use another shipping service, you're more than welcome to do that. But size matters when it comes to your shipping box. This one that I'm going to show you on today is a 12 by 8 by 6. The Postal Service has a limit of a 12-inch box. So in my shipping station, I have 9-inch square boxes. And I also have 12-inch square boxes, and then this size is 12 by 8 by 6. I actually also have a smaller box too. This is a 9 by 7 by 5 if I've got just a few cookies to ship. I rarely use that super small one. I typically will use a 12-inch square or a 12-inch by 8-inch by 6-inch, and cost on shipping still stays relatively reasonable if you stay under or just at that 12-inch box. So this one is a 12 by 8 by 6. And what I've got here, I've obviously got my box. I've got some butcher paper or just some brown craft paper. It's this, that kind of sturdy paper. We're gonna be crumpling that up in here. All right, so I've got some bubble wrap here as well. This is a 3/16 inch bubble wrap. And I really like the kind that's perforated every 12 inches. So like you can rip off a square or two. So that comes in really handy when we're wrapping our cookies before we put them in the box. And then I've got some larger bubble wrap. I've also broken these up into the 12-inch squares, and I've got another roll on the side here if I need it. I've got my cookies that I'm gonna ship. They're not iced, but you can ship iced cookies this way, and they'll all remain nice and intact. These are like freshly baked, nice and soft, that are prone to maybe breaking during shipping, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to wrap these up so that they don't end up that way. And then I've got my packing tape. So let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna just tape up the bottom of the box with my tape here. All right, so there we go. That's good and taped on the bottom. And now what I want to do is I want to create like a zone of air in here. We're going to create a nice little pocket for our cookies to be. And I'm going to take my butcher paper. We're going to rip off a little bit of that. So I've got, about three or 4 feet for this size of box. And I'm going to crumple it up. It's going to be loud for a second. I'm going to crumple it up and stick it right in the bottom of the box. And that's just gonna create some support for all of our air that we're gonna put in there. There we go. All right, I'm on a little bit more in there. Okay, so now that's on the bottom. And if you can see, I'm kind of pushing it a little towards the edges so that I'm going to create kind of an opening pocket in the middle here as I build this protective structure for the box. Now, before I put in my bubble wrap, what I want to do is wrap up my cookies. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my smaller bubble wrap, and I'm going to rip off some of these squares here. And then what I like to do is actually wrap my cookies, and then we place them in the box. Okay, so I do them back to back. So whether they're decorated or not, I like to place them back to back, and then I wrap them. Okay, so I got a nice pocket of air around them, especially if you've got some really detailed decorations on there. This is going to ensure that they don't break, that they've got enough support and protection. All right, so I'm going to grab just some tape. And I'm gonna tape those sides down. All right, now I'm gonna do 2 more. And if depending on how they're decorated, if you feel like you can put 3 together, and so maybe if they're smaller cookies, 3 together sometimes works too. I'll let you be the judge. All right, and then I'm gonna put these off to the side, getting them ready to pack in our box. It's nice, these happen to be leaves, and they are about the same size front to back. So It makes them nice to back them up to each other. And that way the decorated edge is facing out. You're not running the risk of ruining your decoration by cramming it against the cookie next to it. Okay. One more here. And just want to tack them down. Like, it doesn't have to be totally laced with tape, right? You just want to make sure that those edges stay down. Okay, now we're going to start getting them in the box here. What I want to do is, now you can use like those air pockets. You could get pocketed air. It's different than the bubble wrap. And sometimes I'll use that just to line the edges of the box. But what I'm going to do for today is I'm going to put a bigger piece of bubble wrap right here at the bottom. And then I'm going to put one on the side. And one on each of the other sides. Okay, so I've got one stuffed down in the bottom and then one for each of the sides, and it's overlapping. It goes, you know, it goes all the way up the side, as you can see, and then it overlaps that piece at the bottom. And now I'm gonna put in my cookies. So I like to put my cookies in so that they are horizontal. Leaving them flat like this makes them more prone to breaking. But if I put them up this way, then they end up with even more protection from side to side. And I have found that protects them a little better. Okay, so in this size box, I've got, how many cookies do I have here? 10, I think I got 10 to 12 cookies in here. And that's gonna be about as much as this box is gonna safely be able to handle. Okay, so if you look at how high these cookies go, they go almost to the very top of the box. And you might be thinking, okay, shouldn't they be a little bit lower? Like, how am I gonna make sure that I can put a cover on this and it's protected? When I tape up this box, I want it to be pretty tight, which means I don't want there to be any space left in the box where these cookies can shift around. I want to have enough protection stuff packed into this box so that they are nice and snug. That's what we're looking for, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and bring all of this bubble wrap around, and there's still some edges here. If I start to close it, I mean, it's kind of taut, but I think what I wanna do, I usually end up putting another crumpled up piece of this butcher paper right on top, and it holds everything in there pretty well. So I've got another maybe few feet or so. It's kind of loud. I've got another few feet, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it right on top. And so now they're packed in there pretty good. And I'm not cramming it in there and breaking the cookies. Like, you just want everything really nice and snug. We don't want it moving around in there. So it's pretty full, but once I get my tape on there, it's gonna be just perfect. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do is, actually, because it is kind of a full one, I'm gonna go ahead and just tape this side right down the middle to hold it. And then we're gonna go ahead and I press down on the top, fold it over to the side, and then finish. Hold it down on that side and then press it down and tape it, and there we go. So this is nice and snug. It's gonna make sure all my tape is right, pushed down on the box. We've got no spaces where that flap can open up, and there we have it. So you can shake it. I do the test. Sometimes inadvertently, when my kids are helping me with boxes to the car to go ship them, they'll drop a box or something, and I'm not even worried because I know that I've packed it well. It's got a really nice pocket of air, and everything's protected. So this is how I ship my cookies, and I know you're gonna have success with it too. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to amaze your friends and family with the most awesome and yummiest cookies that they've ever seen or tasted, you're in the right place. This channel is where deliciousness meets joy and fun. We have a lot of fun with cookies here, and I show you how to make cookies that look super impressive but are easy to make. So please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share this channel like crazy with all of your friends who love cookies. Most people love cookies, right? It really helps out a lot. I can't thank you enough again for watching this video. Let's get back to it. So this is the cookie box, all packaged up. Your cookies are gonna be super safe in there, and now it's ready for your label. So I usually place the shipping label vertically on my box. If you have a square box, then it can go either way. I don't place the label over the seam if I can help it, but it's all ready to go. If you're watching this, then you obviously love cookies, making them, eating them, giving them as gifts to friends and family. But do you sometimes get confused or frustrated when it comes to maybe pairing icing and sugar cookie flavors together and wish that someone would just show you already exactly what you need to know to get a perfect match every time? Well, don't worry, I've got you. I've created a quick, simple guide to help you get the perfect blend of cookie and icing flavors every time you bake. So just go to the link in the description below this video, enter your details, and I'll send it straight to your inbox for free. Go grab your copy right now.